Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day in which I have had to literally start recording this and start and stop about 4,000 times. But remember, no matter who you are valid. Definitely a thumbs up on that. Oh boy, horrible insomnia, which would help explain why I've had to start and stop. But I want to talk about this one real quick. Temperature-wise, age, staying warm, staying cool. When I head out to Walmart, middle of the night, like last night, which wasn't middle of the night, it was like 8 o'clock, but it was cold. But I buttoned up my shirt, and I had gloves, and I went there knowing that I was likely going to have my shirt unbuttoned and my gloves off and my sleeves rolled up coming back. And it was uncomfortably cold getting there. Uncomfortably cold. But I was smiling and happy through it. Unfortunately, I wore a shirt in between this, an outer shirt. So I had an inner shirt, outer shirt, and then this. So going there, I was cold. Coming back, well, I didn't wear my gloves. I had this shirt unbuttoned, I had my sleeves rolled up, and I was still too hot when I got back. I shouldn't have worn that outer shirt. It should have just been a t-shirt and this. Yeah, it would have been colder going up there, but I wouldn't have been so hot coming back with my sleeves rolled up and this unbuttoned and the gloves off. Oh my god, and it's just barely above freezing too, and I'm too hot. Last night was pretty good though. I shut the windows a very, very tiny bit, so they weren't just wide open, and I actually slept a little bit better. Yeah, it's a thumbs up. The other thing though, oh boy, once I stopped moving in here, like sitting to do stuff, I'm a mess temperature-wise, and that's been true for the last, my wife was still alive, and I was struggling where I would be sweating because I was so hot, and shaking because I was so cold at the same time, and it's just been a mess since then, temperature-wise. So now, when I'm sitting here, if the heat is at 72.2, I am too cold. I am freezing. I can have this shirt on, I can never have another shirt on, I can have this shirt on, and I am so cold. But if I hit 72.3, I am way too hot. And I've got to get down to the t-shirt. And even then, it's uncomfortable because it's too warm, so I'll turn it down. And once it hits 72.2, which is 1/10 of a degree less than it is when I'm just boiling, I'm suddenly freezing. So I am constantly putting on and taking off and rolling up sleeve and unrolling sleeves, fiddling with the temperature because I'm never in a comfortable zone. I'm either freezing or burning. One or the other, no in the middle. And yeah. 99 wonderful things can happen. One bad thing can happen, and because I am a human being, I'm going to fixate on that. So, thank you for listening to me complain about things for a while. There's other things that are still just fun. I'm not using this a whole lot. I've been trying to be as careful as possible, which means I've got to be as careful as possible. I've had to arch my back backwards, which would make sense. Arc my back while I'm sitting in this chair toward the end of the night with this arm downward, and my back is killing me, and my neck is killing me, and my arm is killing me. So it's fun and joyous. But, of course, here's something about a person in the comments that has been making comments for a time. Not gonna say names, they know who they are. But the comment was something along the lines of a person wished me well, said I hope things get better soon. And the person was along the lines of, oh no, they're not gonna get better, they're just gonna complain about stuff forever. Which, when they were doing this about my upcoming homelessness situation, about, no, he's never going to do anything, he's just going to sit there until it's too late, crash and burn. I was like, okay, maybe this is tough love. No, it's not tough love. It's just, yeah, I'm working with doctors, with specialists, with my hospital. I'm doing the stuff that I gotta do and trying to find out what I gotta do further. But yeah, I'm just sitting here and doing nothing. Yeah, so tough love, no. Troll, yeah. But hey, apparently I've got someone who hate watches, so a thumbs up on that. Past that, yeah, I haven't really been able to do much. I've been sitting and watching videos. I've been playing like New Vegas with a controller and trying to go out walkies when I can. Because this hurts and I'm trying to be as careful as possible. I've barely gone out of this apartment, which sucks. So hopefully this afternoon, I'm gonna make a swing down, walk down by the stream that goes down to the library, path by the stream that goes down that way, because it's nice. Even though there's been more development up above, so you can see more housing than I would like when you're down there, it's still nice. Generally, you can't see anything but trees, forest, trail, and you can't really hear the outside world, just burbling of the water and the whooshing and swooshing of the wind. So it's nice, and I definitely want to do that. Hopefully, if it continues to be a nice enough day, I've got the tablet plugged in right now, even as I'm recording on it. So I want to get it charged up enough so I can take it out and about and start recording stuff out there. Now, I did try recording some New Vegas already this morning, and it did not go well. Irritatingly, when I had last played, I had not realized that there was a giant rad scorpion in the area that I'm in. And my idea was I wanted to start there, talk about, real quick, go, hey, I want to start some DLC while having a third person looking at me and Veronica thing, and then use the menu and then head off to DLC. Unfortunately, there was like a rad scorpion there, so I had to leap down off there, take care of the rad scorpion, and then spend forever getting to back up where I was again. And then when I got there, even then, more enemies that I had to hunt down, so it took forever, and it was irritating. And then finally getting off to the actual area where there was the DLC, and it wasn't the DLC that I was hoping for, because with my memory I can't remember anything. So it headed off into this one piece of DLC, and that's fine, but it had an unskippable, extremely long cutscene that, if you're into lore dumps, is fascinating. And if you just want to play the game and don't care about the lore dump, I stopped recording and used the task manager to kill Fallout New Vegas. So maybe I'll start again and record something. I could just show you my character and the world that I have done, because my character, I tweeted about this, but my character, she is, just your standard average character in looks. She's just this darker skinned, younger, middle-aged woman, and she's racing around the countryside with Veronica with her. And I've opened up a huge amount of stuff, but there's always stuff more that I've gotten. But what I think is the funniest about it is, of course, I'm racing around in this combat armor that has like bare arms. The combat stuff comes down to here, and so bare arms. Only one arm has a Pip-Boy on it, and I'm wearing these tiny little spiky brass knuckles. And it doesn't take too many hits. It's like, for a human being, wham, and you come apart, because she's got unarmed 100. So it's just whatever she smacks. It may take 4 shots. After all, I went up against a giant rad scorpion. And it took whap, 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 whap. And it went down without ever having hit me once. Normally, I hit anything smaller than a giant rad scorpion. And there's just a spray of wet, disparate parts going off in that direction. So, yeah, don't piss off this gal here. You will not survive the impact with that fist. So I'm thinking of maybe just do that, race around, trying to find some interesting stuff. There's not a whole lot left, as stated. A lot of it is just opened up, so it would be just running around and looking at things that I've already opened up, but just so that you can see what's there. So hopefully I can do that. Unfortunately, because of my constant, lifelong, cyclical depression, biochemical, my emotional stability is always extremely volatile, and it doesn't take much to knock me over. Now, the reason I was doing that is I imagine it's like a pole, and then it's a plate spinning on it. So that was a plate spinning on a pole right there with my hand. It doesn't take much for my emotional stability to fall off the pole. And then it's just, of course, the plate falls and breaks on the ground. And that's my emotional stability. So one bad thing, and I can just be crushed under a 16-ton weight. Which has kind of happened with the Fallout New Vegas thing here, but I'm hoping that maybe I can get it done this afternoon-ish before too much time goes by. And then hopefully, yeah, so good thing on that. Here's hoping. Good game. Good game. And then, of course, still, there's so much on my settings and so many people. There's been so long. All of my... I've got to do something with them in a big sort of one, all wrap it up, except that's going to be huge, so we'll see what happens. I don't know. Maybe I should write something down with these, do something with them. Good old Gotsy Ray. Yeah, that is the one thing. I've written about it, I've talked about it before. It's Dread Amaterasu when she swam out of the Ungata to the Infinite City to live birth her 12 children. Even though they're cosmic horrors and we can't really comprehend them on a humanistic level, to make them more human so that we can at least semi-understand them on a level. 11 of her 12 children are at least semi-normal. I say semi-normal. I mean, a couple of them are insect-like, and one of them is a fungal mass, such like that. One of them's a giant wolf, another a giant ram, the like. They're still moderately normal. Gotsy Ray is the one that is still my favorite. And they're more of a science fiction space monster again, because as a description of Gotsy Ray is, there's like a stone faceplate. If we put it in human size and terms, it is a stone thing. It is a stone oval that would stand about 6 feet tall. On the front side of this, and about 6 inches thick if it was this one, on the front side of this, jutting out of this, is this gigantic face with one great big eye on the top, and then a jagged tooth maw on the front, below the eye that it talks with, and then between all this bumps and wrinkled, warted skin. And then on the back of this faceplate is a black rippling mass on the level where these motile tendrils are coming out. They're always in a constant state of flux. They're never the same size, length, width, all that. Constant state of flux. They do whatever Gotsy Ray needs. Those are his movement organs. And that's Gotsy Ray. Doesn't really have an inside, even though they need to eat. And so it's very, very weird science fiction space monster type. And yet, again, my favorite, but one of the things that happens is because each of the cosmic horrors has had a defining moment that took it from immaturity to maturity, brought it to its mature form and its mature mentality. God See Ray was supposed to have had that happen. Their overconfidence almost got one of their siblings killed, and this, combined with a whole bunch of talks from Amaterasu, were their defining moment. But later on, overconfident, they do something that almost gets them killed. And when they, crawl back to the Infinite City so that Amaterasu can confront them on humanistic terms, it's Amaterasu is just, no. We have thought you were dead. The first time you went through this, your defining moment, you were supposed to have learned your lesson. We have all thought you were dead. Look at me. Because Amaterasu in these terms would be a tall, thin woman with jet black hair and jet black eyes. But after thinking her child was dead and then finding out they're not, her hair is shot with gray. There are gray specks in her eyes. This did hurt her, this worry. And so she is just, no. I would not survive the pain of you putting me through this again. And Amaterasu just says, no, my child is dead. You need to turn around and leave. She just can't deal with that pain again. And so God See Ray is turned out, exiled from the family, considered to be dead by Amaterasu. Now all the children, God See Ray's siblings, feel bad for God See Ray and support them, but God See Ray is just, that was a knife to the heart, being rejected by their mother. And so that's another defining moment for them. It changes them forever. It changes the relationship of everyone in the family forever. So thumbs up on that. And of course, if you are a patron, thumbs up and thank you. I'm going to do what I can on the New Vegas thing today, I hope. I got to get out and walking. I need to keep up on my activities. This has been keeping me inside, and that's bad because this is just a cracker box, and I need to get out. I need sunshine. I need, as much as I have anxieties, that's one of the reasons I've been pushing out during the daylight hours, is to be out among people. I can't just hide in a cracker box all the time. So, thank you so much. If you're a Patreon patron, it is appreciated. As soon as I can, I'm going to get all your names back up here again. I mean, my fingers are tingling. I was going to say sparkling, but that was wrong. They're tingling from this. So, it's joyous. Yay. And of course, if you are someone who left me a comment, it is appreciated, each and every one of you. Even the people that are abusive, well, no, not them. For people that are abusive and I get rid of their comments, I don't appreciate those. For everybody else, yes, thank you so much. I wish that I could type more, but extending my arm long enough to type, oh boy, I can feel the damage occurring. And it's not damage, it's just strain on the muscles, which strains the nerve, which causes the whole cycle of owie kazowie. So thumbs up, thank you all. I'm gonna try and do what I can do. Hopefully you can do what you can do. But it is the weekend as I am recording this, so there is no big requirement. If you have the privilege of being able to turn away from all the terrible things happening in the world, which I have tweeted about, it's like with all the awful things happening, and I think if you watch the news, you know, I at least have the privilege of being able to turn away because I can feel my mental health degrading watching the news and all the bad things happening. I wish these people that were suffering all of these bad things had the privilege of being able to get out of the situation instead of having 2,000-pound half-block size bombs dropped on you at the rate of thousands a day. So, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very, very good thing. No incredible editing. Thank goodness for templates that I just have to do a little bit of work in, that I can get this done in the editor. So, you take care.
Lobster gang.